This week, we vent. We get real about the burden of women always cleaning up for men. We talk about hockey, masculinity, and what it takes to be a real man without great models to mirror. Okay. So I want to talk about hockey.
Yes.
Hockey, a love story. Okay.
Not sapphic.
Not sapphic. So when I was a kid, for the bunch of years that I lived in Canada, it's hockey culture there, right? So it's like I spent so many weekends, Mom packed the thermos. My brother had his hockey games and his practices, and my sister and I just, ran around freezing our asses off and drinking hot chocolate from the thermos. So hockey culture was kind of part of our lives. And then I'm from Long Island. My brother always played hockey. My dad and my brother are big Islanders fans. So I've always appreciated hockey, but I don't really watch hockey because my life is just too busy for me to focus on sports. Okay?
Until now.
So fast forward, okay, to heated rivalry. No, I'm just kidding. But so that got a lot of people into hockey. Okay, so out of nowhere, hockey is kind of at the center of this cultural conversation, which hockey is never at the fucking center of any conversation, okay? No. So people are talking about hockey. They're watching this hockey show. And so the Olympics happen, right? And so we're in the middle of a time where it feels really fraught to try to feel patriotic, right? So I'm watching the Olympics. I'm watching all the sports. And it's like I want all the Americans to win because I still, deep down, I love this country. I love Team USA, right? And so then we get to hockey. And I am locked in on women's hockey, remember? I was like, we're fucking watching women's hockey through the Olympics. So I caught all the games I could. Then it gets to the gold medal game. I'm just screaming at the TV all alone at home. The boys get home. I'm screaming when they win the gold medal in overtime, like just losing my mind. Okay, so I'm so excited about the women's U.S. hockey team. So then a few days later, the men are playing in the gold medal game, and they've made such a big fucking deal about this because it's to the day 46 years from the Miracle on Ice, right? When they won in 1980. So the men's USA hockey team has not won a gold medal in the Olympics for 46 years. Whereas the women, I think they did it 8 years ago?
Yes.
Okay.
Silver.
So I'm like, I'm going to watch this game. And also, I was very torn because I am a Canadian citizen. It was definitely difficult watching them beat Canada, but I still was really pulling for Team USA. Okay. So my siblings were a little bit anti-Team USA for the men's hockey because they just hate some of these players. And again, I don't watch NHL hockey, so I don't care. So I'm coming from a place of, I know nothing about these men. I'm sure they're a bunch of fucking assholes, but I'm really cheering for them, okay? So I actually, that morning, we went to watch Quinn's friend, a bunch of 9-year-old kids, play hockey. And so we're all trying to get served. There's all these parents there, and we're all just like cheering on our phones watching the hockey game. It goes into overtime. The men win. Everyone's so excited. And we're all just thrilled, right? And so it just felt like we need this moment of togetherness, okay? The Olympics, we're having a miserable cold winter. The world is on fire. Donald Trump is still breathing. Like, everything's bad. But we all just came together as Americans.
We did.
And then what happens? We see these fucking videos of the gremlin that is Cash Patel.
I do hate this man brutally, but do not make fun of his crossed eye.
I would never.
Some of us still have the affliction.
He is partying like a fucking frat boy. Okay.
So embarrassing.
And it's so wrong on okay, I understand. The coaches, the people who run the NHL, I get that they're all MAGA. So now they're coaching Team USA. These are all professional hockey players. I understand what kind of men are playing hockey. Again, not to bring everything back to heated rivalry. Stay with me here. But there is a reason these conversations have been happening because there is so much fucking homophobia in men's professional sports, especially in men's professional hockey, okay? So, I already have an assumption about who these players are. Again, I'm just on board to really, celebrate the gold medal. So then we get the footage of him in the locker room. I don't care what your politics are. He didn't belong there. This was their moment, okay? Fine. You are getting drunk. You are fucking celebrating. You just won a gold medal. Maybe you don't care who's in the locker room with you. But then you start to see them all posing for photos with him, and it starts to feel a little gross, okay?
And then they put the gold medal on him.
And they put a gold, like, okay, gross. We've all been around people in social situations where we're like, I would hate you, but I'm celebrating, and or this isn't the, like, I'm not going to get political with you, right? Yeah. But it doesn't mean you have to become best fucking friends, okay?
I'll say the caveat is, we don't let that go. Most people will be like, oh, it's a celebration. Just let it go. But you and I will be like,
no, I hate you.
Incorrect.
So that was already feeling gross. And then we all hear the phone call from Trump where they're all just giggling like fucking schoolgirls, hanging on his every dumb word. And he makes a joke at the expense of the women's team. Okay. So here is where I have so many different thoughts in so many different directions, and I'm going to try to slow down. First of all, this whole idea from conservative people that, like, trans people don't belong in sports, we've got to protect the girls, we've got to protect the women, but we can just make jokes at their expense. Okay, again, I'm trying to be like, okay, it's just a joke. Who the fuck cares, right? But I care, okay? And the women's hockey team cares. And women across the world care. And so these guys laugh. And again, I'm trying to come at this from, like, not me, where I think men, generally I hate them until proven otherwise, which for most men never happens, okay? So Donald Trump makes this joke about how I'm going to invite you to the White House, to the State of the Union. I'll be impeached if I don't invite the women too. Ha, 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 ha. Fuck you. And these men are all laughing. And so I'm like, okay. Again, they're celebrating. The president's on the phone. They're caught up in the moment. Maybe that's not the time to be the awkward guy who says anything. But then I really think about it. And I'm like, that's exactly the fucking time. Everyone has been in a situation, and I think this is where women felt it the most, where they're all kind of being like, it was just a joke, it's no big deal, don't want to ruin the moment. What would be so hard about laughing along and then saying, actually, the women's team kicks ass and you should have already invited them? Or we have nothing but respect for these women and you should definitely give them a call.
And they're our friends.
And they're our friends. There's nothing awkward or disrespectful about hearing the stupid joke, laughing, and then giving a however.
Yeah.
None of them did that. Okay? So this all is everywhere. It's all anyone can talk about. And all the conservatives are like, liberals are so fucking hateful and boring and they can't even have any fun, which is hilarious because we're the most fun. Then I start seeing on all my social media feeds.
Everyone loves your rants, by the way.
I need to stop watching gay shows about hockey and hockey in general because all my social media feeds are these fucking idiot men now that they're back stateside and they're in their locker rooms or whatever playing for their NHL teams and someone brings up the question and it's as if none of them have ever had any media training or a single brain cell in their motherfucking head.
They play hockey.
Because they're all, not one of them was like, that was shitty and distasteful, and I wish I had reacted differently. Most of them are like, why does everyone have to make everything political? I don't know, you were parading around the White House in a fucking Trump hat. You made shit political.
Eating your fucking McDonald's.
I retweeted something and it was like, every reporter like, why did you laugh at that distasteful joke? And every man on the USA hockey team like, well, we saw them in the cafeteria. None of them had anything, none of them at any point had anything to say, even if it was after, even if it's bullshit. We all know that your PR person calls you and they're like, hey, say you're fucking sorry. None of them did any of that.
Depending on the PR person, by the way.
Right. Well, apparently nobody cares in hockey because nobody has to care in hockey.
Because if you do the PR person is working with a team that's looking up the polling of who supports men's hockey versus, and probably the data is showing, blow off the liberals, fuck them, they're not watching hockey.
Correct.
So, like, It's all by design.
Right, but these guys are going from being hockey famous to being famous, and not in a good way. Because you just won the fucking first gold medal in 46 years, and you fumbled it so hard by just behaving like a bunch of idiot schmucks and proving to every woman that just because you all think you're good guys, when it actually comes to showing up that way for people, you're not, and you didn't show up. And then you tried to just pretend it was no big deal. But it is a big deal, especially for women or queer people or people who are marginalized, who are just always the butt of the fucking joke. And so that is my other point. I'm like, queer people specifically, always the butt of the fucking joke. And we have to fucking laugh along and make everybody feel okay about it because we've got a sense of humor, right? So then fast forward, we get to our baby boy, Connor's story, hosting Saturday Night Live. And who comes on during his monologue? First, these two fucking idiot men's hockey player brothers. One of them is named Quinn. I apologize to my beautiful child, Quinn.
Is he the one without the teeth still? Is he holding on to that as some sort of like...
I know. Sam was like, what the fuck has
Just get your fucking teeth fixed, bro.
So they come on just being like, oh, yeah, making stupid jokes about how they've never seen heated rivalry, but they won the gold medal. And then the two women, Knight and Keller, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Come on. And then they get to kind of make jokes about how like, oh, we wanted to give the men the spotlight. So you have this very newly famous actor who has just become a godsend for people during this dark time, okay? He's just so representative of queer joy.
Also more famous than the actual hockey players who are gold medal.
So letting these two show up during his monologue, already very gracious.
Exactly.
Taking his moment, okay? He's sharing that with them. And then the women come on, and they have to do the fucking, like, and one of them is a queer woman.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly both of them? I don't know. Okay?
Spectrum.
And do the work of, we're good, we can laugh about it, we love these dummies, these big dumb animals, right? And so it's always queer people and women cleaning up the fucking mess. These guys didn't have to say, like, we're fucking morons. They got to go there with their gold medals. And yeah, they were the butt of the joke for 4 seconds. But they got to just stand up there and like bask in the glow that these queer and female people were graciously bestowing on them.
See, I didn't see it that way. I didn't think
see it.
I saw it as, wow, for the intellectuals in the room, this is hilarious because they could not hold 5 seconds of reading the cue cards.
Correct.
Right? Like, it was very obvious that they were set up as the joke. As the joke. It wasn't the women. I think, like, the entire story, you were correct. Like, it is the women always and queer people cleaning up the mess and being like, it's fine, we've got it. Everybody move on now. But I think SNL set these two guys up as the fucking joke.
Oh, 100%.
Especially because this motherfucker didn't have any teeth.
100%.
Like, they are the joke. I don't know how they agreed to it. That's how dumb they are. Is that they agreed. They thought they were like, I'm on SNL. No, bitch, you are the joke. We're laughing at you.
I was laughing at them, but do you think everybody was laughing?
I do. Unless you're like a hardcore NHL fan.
Probably
like,
doesn't watch SNL.
Who's going to be like, sorry, Joe Rogan's not on today.
But it's still just exposure for them in a way that they're never being held accountable because someone's going to do the work for them.
100%. But isn't that the plight of every woman ever known in this?
But
yes.
It's always women and it's always queer people. Therefore, it's always queer women being like, everyone's welcome at this table.
Yeah.
I will make sure you all feel comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
Right? We never get to say, fuck you. I'm mad. You behaved badly and we're calling you out for it and I want an explanation. We never get to say that because then we are humorless and we're miserable. And we're so obsessed with our fucking pronouns and we're hysterical.
That's my favorite. So my last actual verbal conversation with my father, it was a blowout meltdown. And it started with me telling him graciously, Dad, I understand why you don't understand. It's because you're a cis straight man, and I had to explain, sis, you're a straight man, white man, who's never, ever had to know what it feels like to be a part of any marginalized community. And I have sympathy for you. I get it. But the rest of us, women, queer people, everyone else, like, we're dealing with a lot. So I understand that you can't find the connection with me. And he said something crazy and it ended up being a whole blowout. But the point is, they've never had to experience it, ever.
Right.
Ever. And that's why, like, we're teaching our beautiful, probably straight, little privileged white boys, no, your responsibility is to show up. Your responsibility is to speak up. Your responsibility is to have a voice in a way that it matters for other people, not just for yourself. Mm-hmm. And my poor kid is having this conversation every night at dinner where he's just going to be like, fine, I'm a fucking feminist, ma. Like, it's okay.
Oh my God, I freaked out the other day and I was like, my biggest failure as a parent will be if somehow their principles do not align with what I have tried to teach them.
Oh, if somewhere they get on a YouTube black hole and go south.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a risk with every parent with anything, right?
I was talking to Quinn about something the other day and I was like, you will get to decide that for yourself, but I'm going to do my best to teach you why your voice matters or why this is what we believe in this house.
Yeah.
Right?
And also, like, there's joy and there's light and there's, like, that's where you find it. Right. This is the path to that.
Well, the mom of these hockey brothers, who she is actually, I don't know if she's one of the coaches, but she worked with, like, the women's USA hockey team. I would have been like, and maybe the whole family loves Trump, so maybe she wasn't disappointed at all. But I would have been disappointed if that was my son in the locker room. And no, you don't always want to be the one who has to stand up or say something, but we have to be that person in every situation. Women are always having to be that person. Queer people are always have to. People of color, like anyone who's not just like these
privileged.
Yeah.
No, it's the whole system is enabled by us because we do that.
Yeah.
Because we do it.
I don't always want it. Like, it shouldn't always have to be the men who are defending the women, but in a situation like that, it does.
It absolutely does.
And it had to be. And it just, all it needed was one of them to say anything.
Yes.
Or to not laugh.
And that's literally what I'm trying to do with my kid, is to be the dissenting voice amongst the fucking morons.
Yes.
Like, you are going to be surrounded by these idiots your whole life. He's already trying to do the fluffy hair bangs thing right now.
Oh, their hair is going to get weird.
Losing my mind. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm like, we're cutting your hair tonight. Well, can we just... And he does this, and I'm like, oh, Christ.
No, that's what Quinn's going for now.
Apple tree.
Let them do dumb hair and be
fine.
Silly teenage boys, but they need to.
The point being, he's going to be
conscience.
Surrounded by teenage boys for quite some time. He's already idolizing them in their, certain situations. But he needs to feel strong enough and confident enough. And like, literally, those lessons are coming up in the last 4 weeks, where it's like, your confidence.
It's confidence, yes.
Matters.
Yes.
Show up.
And it's difficult. It is difficult, especially like when you're a teenager and everyone's making dumb jokes or calling someone this or that. It is very difficult to be the dissenting voice. I get it, especially when you're young. You just want to fucking fit in. I replay this moment in my head all the time when I was in college and I was in this group of, it's a difficult story to tell because I can't give too many details, but it was very clear to me that I was not in the room with safe people, with safe guys. And one of them, he was just enormous, and he made just like a brutally racist joke. And I didn't laugh, but I didn't say that's completely inappropriate and you are out of line. I just got out of there as soon as I could because I just was so uncomfortable there. And I think about it all the time because I'm like, was it a place where I could have said, and I've been in plenty of situations where I have stood up to people who are saying things that are out of line or like hurting someone specific or a certain community. But I always want to be able to be that voice. But again,
well, that's the thing. It's like, even now I think back, I've had so many missteps where I was the girl that laughed because I was like calculating, I need my fucking job. I can't I'm on a good trajectory. I need to, it's like, have you seen the meme with that woman with the math equations? And she's just like, that.
How do I
in the moment where it's like, I could be who I am, or I can be this person that I need to be to fucking survive right now. But when you just won a gold medal in hockey, you're not surviving.
You are not in survival mode.
Not, like, that is very different.
You can chug your Coors Light. You can dance around the locker room. You can have a fucking great time. And you can also say, hey, man, the fucking women's hockey team is amazing. We have nothing but respect for them.
Exactly.
And whatever we get, they deserve more.
Yeah. And they win more medals than we do. So let's congratulate that.
You could have been self-deprecating. You could, like, there was just a way to do it. I mean, you were speaking to Donald Trump, who is a complete moron.
But did you hear the song they were singing in the background? Okay, I don't know the name of the song off the top of my head, but it's basically like, go USA, we're going to bomb the shit out of you kind of vibes. Like, country song, so bad.
Yeah.
It is so bad.
Well, you know, I can't listen to that shit.
And they were so pumped about it. But you're right, the gremlin.
The gremlin in the room.
I bet I'm taller than the gremlin. I
try not to go low and just attack people for how they look, but
no,
holy hell.
We can attack everyone in that administration for how they look.
Incompetent. And also,
everyone else in the world is beautiful and lovely in their own way. Fuck these people.
It's just like, as much as I can tell you, I've been in situations where I've had to have the confidence to be the dissenting voice. I've also been in situations, and again, I know I like to talk about my queer invisibility cloak, but I've been in situations where people have said, like, really homophobic things or really uncomfortable things, and that's
what's worse for you, the homophobic part of it, or the, like, attacking women? Like, what is harder for you to overcome in that moment to speak up?
Oh, nothing's hard for me to speak up at this point in my life. I could give a shit.
Point.
Bring it on. I think when I was younger, I remember the first time I was still in college, and I was still grappling with my relationship with Sam and what that meant for my own identity. And I was at a friend's house, and her brother's friend was there, and he just made a homophobic joke. And she was like, she has a girlfriend. And I was like, well, fuck. Now I have to still be cool because we're hanging out with these guys. I think I had made a face and made it clear that, and I was like about to find my words. And so it's just, those situations. And then a lot of it is like, well, not you. I don't mean you, but you actually do. Yeah. You did. Then you got caught with your pants down.
Mm-hmm. They all say, well, I don't mean you. You're okay. It's just the rest of them. And you're like, I am them.
I am the rest of them.
I am them.
And I think that's why I got so heated about the whole hockey thing. And because it's like this other thing that was going around that's like, if there are 9 men in a room and someone tells a misogynist joke and they all laugh, but they all just laughed because it was what everybody else was doing, then there are no good men in that room. Because your character shows up when it's most difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And well, this is the thing. It's like, who do they have to look up to show them who a man really is? And this is the part that I struggle with sometimes, because it's like, being a 2-mom family, what male representation do we bring into our child's life to give him an exposure to masculinity that is beautiful and powerful and the way nature designed it to be? Because as masculine as I am, it's not giving him the same representation as a man. And I want to be able to give that to my child so he knows the difference between the bullshit and the facade of, like, whatever this bullshit... I don't know how to explain it, but every man that I grew up with in my life is covering so hard in their toxic masculine bullshit they're just crumbly little pieces of trash underneath that have little tiny baby voices that can't speak up for themselves. And they're not using real masculinity as a power.
Right.
And so I think about that all the time. Am I not giving him what he needs to learn how to be a man? And I'm like, oh God, no. He is so far advanced in learning what masculinity means and how to speak up for others and care for others and protect other people and use your position as just your natural selection as a white boy in the room. as an authoritative figure to stand up for the rest of the people who cannot speak up for themselves. Like, that is your fucking job. And so when I think about that, in this scenario, nobody did their fucking job. Because
Nobody did their fucking job.
Nobody taught them. Nobody fucking taught them and said, this is right, this is wrong.
Maybe somebody did teach them, but they got so caught up in the fact that they are just on top of the fucking world. They don't know anybody anything. And again, that's when your character shows up. Who the real you.
The imbalance of power. I am powerful all of a sudden. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. And and honestly, like, I feel like my boys have some really great role models in their life, male role models that they do get to spend time with. But I still, I don't think that is going to fundamentally change them. How they're, the whole, well, if they don't have a dad, how will they know how to be a good man? Because I'm teaching them to be a good person.
Oh my God, half
and they're going to become a man.
In this country are fucking raised by single. Also, by the way, I showed up to pick up Danny from school today. Mm-hmm. I forget a lot of things because I travel a lot. You know that. Like, I'm not like the school mom. I don't know the parent-teacher conference bullshit. I don't know what Spirit Day is today.
Today was favorite hat day.
I do know that. I do know that because it was a family discussion.
Simon wore a cowboy hat.
I'm so happy you did that. So cute. Anyway, so I'm not plugged in on those types of details, but I am fucking plugged in as a parent. Do I forget the teacher's name sometimes? Yes, but I know who she is, and I've met her, and she's wonderful. There's a guy who showed up right after me, and he was picking up his daughter, and he was like, the front office lady comes out, hey, so your daughter's in 6th grade, right? And he goes, she's like, well, do you know what teacher? And he's like, well, I don't know. She's like 5th or 6th grade. And the woman was like,
he doesn't know what grade his child is in.
Verbatim. She's 5th or 6th grade. I don't know. And the woman was like, no, I got you. And she left. She's like, I can find it, kind of thing. And the thing that stood out to me wasn't the fact that this man said 5th or 6th grade. It was the fact that the woman was like, I've seen this movie before.
Not even
let me go look it up. Like,
surprised.
Yep. Okay, Dad. I'm going to go look it up. And I was just like, for fuck's sake. How do you not know what grade your child is in? I am like beyond the...
No, and sometimes I feel like I'm doing the bare minimum. Sometimes I feel like I have such dad energy when I don't know their shoe sizes or something, but I know what fucking grade they're in. Holy hell.
Anyway, my point being, that is the fucking bar, and that's what kids... And this guy, I don't know, but he smiled at me, but I did look cute today, so perhaps.
Who's not going to smile at you?
Everybody does smile at me. Because if they don't, I will laser beam them down and murder them immediately.
I just feel like I know so many wonderful, great men.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to remind them, I'm like, hey, you know how I hate all men? Not you, baby. You're one of the good ones.
Yeah, same. I say the same thing. And I'm also like, you are allowed to breed. Continue. Mm-hmm. Keep having children. None of the other men should have anymore because it's just a fucking burden to everybody else.
It's like, do the bare minimum, please.
5th or 6th grade. I almost died.
5th or 6th grade. I went on a field trip last Friday.
You
fully
sure
outdoors.
did. I would not. I am not.
Fully outdoors. Froze my tits off.
And that shenanigan bullshit.
Simon's mom was there.
I'm a little jealous about not learning about maple syrup, though.
Learning about maple syrup was cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah. I got to ride on a yellow bus. Not the best part of my day. And then, okay, so you know how Simon's basically on a performance plan at school because he's always being so naughty. His teacher was like, so you're going to take him home after the field trip? And I was like, I am not. And he asked me, and then we got back. He's like, did you decide I'm not taking him with me. I'll see you later. But he is yours still. Oh my God, I made Sam. So I don't usually listen to our podcast in the car with the boys because you have a really bad potty mouth, Erica. I just want to say it.
I do. Yeah, I do.
But I was trying to listen to it in the car with them last week. And
which one?
I don't even remember because at one part I was like, I have 2 boys and they're disgusting. And Simon's in the back seat. And I think Simon's in the back seat watching a movie and he goes, how dare you call me disgusting? He was so mad. Because you know them. They assume that if I make a podcast that millions of people are tuning in.
Oh, Danny thinks we're famous.
Yeah, Quinn too. It's
We
great.
are famous, by the way, in my own
Famous
mind.
in our own minds, my friend.
Look, it's okay.
Okay, well, I do have a straight dad buddy who wants to know if he can be on the podcast. And I was like, well, when we have a roundtable discussion with straight men, allies, you'll be the first call.
Also, we could do it with like one straight man with like a bunch of bulldog lesbians.
Yeah.
So the imbalance is there. You know, women over 50, because women over 40 are like not to be fucked with. Women over 50,
Don't even make eye contact.
bring your A game. So
Maybe season 3, every episode, we'll just make a straight guy sit there and then like quiz him on everything we talk about. What's intersectionality?
what does queer mean to you, bitch?
How do you show up for the queer community? How do you show up for the women in your life?
Also, there's one guy I work with who would love to be on this podcast, and he's just a godsend. He's a blessing.
See?
He listens to us, by the way.
I do love
I'm
that.
not going to say your name out loud, but you know who you are.
Kisses. What else?
I think this is a quickie.
This was a queer quickie.
It was quite a queer quickie, but I feel like you feel better. Did you feel like you let it out?
Yeah, I feel like I wasn't as eloquent and my words were off, but I think I've accepted that I've reached an age where I'm losing words and they're not coming back. So this whole thing of like, oh, well, today I couldn't really make sense. It's every day now.
Literally every time I listen to the podcast, I'm also editing out the ums and the likes and the ahs, all the things.
I'm working on all of that, but it's not easy.
Well, that's the thing. It's my brain just doesn't fire. I am an eloquent person.
Your brain does fire. It's a pause. That is how we pause in speaking instead of just taking a moment.
No, listening to myself talk, I'm like, wait a minute. In other times in my life,
Oh, I always feel like you sound so smart and you know what you're talking about. And then I'm just like your little friend who's like, oh my God, you're so right. Thanks for listening to Unseen. We will always speak up in rooms that need to hear us. We hope that you will too.